Well, don't keep me in suspense. I heard from your father that you arranged a très romantique dinner for Gwen last night. Did you propose? Did she cry when she said yes? Have you set a date? And I hope it is in late May because...
Not so fast, Mother.
Oh. Well, you didn't set a date. That's okay. We can all just sit down and have a chat about it.
Mother, stop. There's no wedding date, there's no marriage proposal. Right now, Gwen's not even talking to me.
Well, you did arrange a romantic dinner with her, didn't you?
Yes, but it didn't work out.
I don't understand. Gwen's mad about you. She would never ruin such a lovely evening.
It wasn't her fault, it was mine. When we were dancing, I accidentally called her Teresa.
What? Why on earth would you do that?
Do I have to explain the facts of life to you, my dear? My son's a red-blooded American male. He's attracted to Teresa, just as I suspected.
Ethan. Attracted to Teresa. You can't mean Polaris Teresa.
Oh, yes, indeed. None other than the very voluptuous daughter of our loyal and trusted housekeeper.
Lord, you've been drinking, and it isn't even noon.
I haven't had a drop. Bully idea, though.
Ethan, what is he talking about? You're not interested in Teresa.
Of course not, Mother. I love Gwen, I always have, and I'm sure I always will.
Then can you explain his ravings? And why on earth would you call Gwen by another woman's name? And why did you have Teresa on your mind? It was you, wasn't it? You said something to Ethan about Teresa before Gwen came over.
Give it a rest, will you? I haven't even done the crossword puzzle.
What did you say, Julian? I want to know.
Mother, it's no big deal.
Listen to your son, Ivy.
I want an answer, and I want it now, Julian.
If you must know, I mentioned in passing I couldn't believe a son of mine had never noticed Teresa's eyes. She has the kind of eyes a man could think about getting lost in for a little while. Now you see what I mean, don't you, son?
How dare you? How dare you try to corrupt my son? How dare you try to pawn your unsavory fantasies off on Ethan?
Oh, don't carry on so. Our son is a grown man.
Father's right, Mother. I'm not a suggestible young boy.
I have waited for years for you and Gwen to get to this point. And now your father's ruined it with his filthy mind. Oh, I will never forgive you if Gwen and Ethan don't get back together.
Oh, as always, you're overreacting, my love. I'm as much in favor of Ethan's merger with Gwen Hotchkiss as you are.
It's not a merger, it's a marriage, which I'm sure will still happen in time. I mean, don't worry, Mother. Gwen and I still love each other. We just have to work things out. In fact, I'm gonna go call her right now.
You have gone too far this time, Julian.
Spare me the three-penny operetics, Ivy. Let's just hope that Gwen makes Ethan a more realistic crane wife than you ever made me.
Go to hell.
If she has any common sense at all, she'll realize that Ethan's not only a healthy male with the usual drives of a young man, he's also a crane.
I'm almost afraid to ask what you think you mean by that.
You shouldn't have to ask at all. We've been married for God knows how many miserable years.
Too many.
No one tells a crane man what he can or cannot do behind closed doors, as long as he maintains the appropriate public face.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yes. You'd have saved yourself a lot of angst if you'd accepted that one little unwritten rule years ago. You see, the fact is, if Ethan wants to bed another woman, he has every right. Gwen must accept that. Before they're married, of course.
Don't be funny, Julian. Getting married never stopped you.
For centuries, men in power have been allowed their extracurricular dalliances. Everyone accepts that, Ivy, except apparently you.
That is not the kind of marriage that Gwen and Ethan will have.
Well, why don't you let Gwen decide that? She strikes me as being rather pragmatic, sophisticated young woman. In fact, I'll wager my entire utilities portfolio that Gwen already understands the rules for people like us.
Oh, you disgust me.
Well, clearly. But I've always felt disgust like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I'm quite certain Gwen won't find my suggestion so disgusting. As long as Ethan does nothing to humiliate her in public, he should be free to live his own life.
My son will never be the amoral yard dog that you try to cover up with your expensive suits.
What a moral yard dog. Oh, now she's getting vicious.
Oh, I haven't even begun. Tell me, Julian, how many little Crane bastards are there out there looking for their daddy? Do you keep track?
Oh, I hate to burst your bubble, my love, but nary a one. I'm very careful about such things, as I'm certain Ethan would be if he were to get Teresa pregnant.
That's enough, Father.
Oh, I mean, I simply meant...
I don't believe the way you talk about Teresa. She's an innocent girl. She has no idea what kind of people live in this house, and I'm beginning to wonder myself. You the first time you started tossing around those innuendos about Teresa, but I wanted to believe you were joking.
Oh, come on, my boy. It's all very admirable to defend a young woman's honor, but save it for Gwen. Don't waste it on some housekeeper's daughter.
I said that's enough, Father. You sound like the worst kind of snob.
My God, you say that as if it were a dirty word. I'm Julian Crane. I'm superior to 99.9% of the people on this earth. If that makes me a snob, I'm not going to apologize for it.
Being born into money is a gift. It's not a license for arrogance. As Cranes, we should use our money for good, to help those less fortunate.
Is that what they taught you at those boarding schools your mother sent you to?
Have you always felt like this, Dad? And why didn't you ever tell me anything?
Don't answer him, Ivy. I'll tell him myself. Ethan, your mother has been trying to shield you from me and your grandfather, Alistair, since the day you were born. She obviously felt that we might be a negative influence on her son. I humored her at first because it seemed easier, but I never should have allowed her to send you away to school for all those years. It's made you a virtual stranger to your destiny.
What destiny is that?
Your destiny is my son. You've spent so little time in this house, it's a wonder we know each other at all.
No, I'm not sure that's such a bad thing.
Trust me, it was. Because now you're a grown man with little or no knowledge of what being a Crane entails.
I know who I am, and I know who I want to be. What's the difference what my last name is?
Being born a Crane makes all the difference in the world. Your mother's done you a grave disservice. I mean, she sent you to the finest liberal arts schools. But you might as well be a high school dropout because you've never understood the most important lesson of all, how Cranes conduct themselves in their personal lives and the business world.
And if I don't want to learn that?
Tough, as they say. You've no choice. It's who you are. It's your birthright. And all the other influences in the world, including your mother's namby-pamby sheltering, can't change the fact that you are Alistair Crane's grandson. And you're my son. You're a Crane through and through. You're cut from the same cloth.
I don't buy that.
You better start. The same things that were expected of me at your age are expected of you. The sooner you accept that, the easier it'll be. Don't look so pained. It'll come more naturally than you can imagine. It's in your blood, it's in your genes. You might be a little grateful, Ethan. Someday the entire Crane fortune will be yours, and with it, the power, the right, the obligation to behave as we choose. And you must get over caring about other people and realize that people like Teresa and her family were only put on this earth to serve us, to fulfill our needs, whatever they may be.
Let's get something straight, Father. Look, I know I'm a Crane. I'm proud of my name and my heritage. I'm also proud to be your son. But I am my own man, and I will live my life as I see fit. And if we don't agree on it, so be it.
I've only things had been different.